Hey guys, this is the very first video that I'm recording going over a side hustle. We're going to be looking at the AI and UpWork side hustle. If you haven't seen the ads on Instagram and Facebook, basically it is using the Upwork platform where many businesses, individuals, people looking for a specialized skill or a job or work that needs to be fulfilled that requires a certain skill set. They post it to Upwork, and then many freelancers that are on Upwork go to apply for that and to fulfill that work. And so the idea of this side hustle is to go onto Upwork as a freelancer, view the listing, apply for it, and then fulfill the work with AI. So not needing any graphic design skills, copywriting skills, logo creation skills, anything like that, because you use AI to fulfill that work. So this is the Upwork platform. It's just upwork.com. This is where you can go in here and find work. So you do have to sign up as a freelancer. So you have to create an account. It's going to have you put in a bio. It's going to have you put in a profile picture. It's going to ask for your social security, because if you do make money on Upwork, they're going to report those earnings to the IRS. So you'll need to be registered with them, whether you register an LLC or if you're sole proprietor. Then they'll need more of your social than, say, like an EIN or anything like that for the LLC. So this is the platform. This is where people would come to find talent. So, companies, individuals that are looking for some type of particular skill, they would come here. They would post their listing, what they're looking for. And then as a freelancer, you would come in, look for work, see their description, what they're looking for. And then at that point, you can kind of decide if you can fulfill that work with AI. Once you get logged in, so I've already set myself up as a freelancer. I put in a profile picture. I did one with me and my wife because I feel like that's a little bit more personal. I feel like people can relate a little bit better than, say, like a professional headshot. I just feel like, freelancers are more just everyday people, just looking to make a little bit of extra money on the side. So I just used an everyday photo versus a professional headshot. So I just put in here a quick bio. I used AI for this. So I just went into ChatGPT, said, create me an Upwork bio, gave it a little bit of background as to what I was trying or I want the bio to convey. And then it spit out this really nice, bio here. You're going to need some type of AI bot or platform, which ChatGPT is the first one that came out. It's kind of the more robust one. There are other companies or other platforms out there that probably do a great job. But ChatGPT is awesome. The free account, it will give you a lot of searches. So you don't have to go and pay money right away. I do know that ChatGPT 4 is just a more advanced bot. And so maybe upgrading to that once you get going, bringing in revenue, things like that, it might make sense. Plus, ChatGPT 4 recognizes more in-depth prompts, and you could probably do a lot more with that. But I just have the 3.5. It's just the free version. There's others like this one, and then ChatSonic. So there's a couple different ones that you can kind of play around with. I'm kind of testing them just to kind of see what the different responses I get and just to kind of see what's like the most valuable content. I do know ChatGPT has a limit, so we're gonna kind of go over a listing that you can fulfill on Upwork. Say writing an ebook. ChatGPT is limited to a certain amount of words. So if it's like a 50, 75,000 word ebook or 100,000 word ebook, you might not be able to fulfill that because of the restrictions there. So you might need to upgrade to ChatGPT 4 or try one of these other platforms. So you'll need the AI tool. That's going to be the most important because that's how you're going to fulfill a lot of jobs. Midjourney. Midjourney is a AI bot where you can put in so you'll have ChatGPT create a prompt for Midjourney to create a logo. And so you'll go into ChatGPT first, get the prompt, plug it into Midjourney, and then Midjourney will actually visualize what that prompt is in the form of a logo or a graphic. So Midjourney is a good tool to have. Canva is also a really good tool when it comes to logos, Facebook banners, graphics, any of that type of stuff, even editing video. I've done a lot of different things through Canva, and they have like a free trial for a month. If you select their pro plan and plug in your credit card information and everything, you don't necessarily have to subscribe to it if you want to cancel within the 30 days. So you could try out this side hustle without having to pay for Canva. And then if you're getting jobs and you're making money, then it's like, okay, this is an essential tool. So let's start paying for it. If I remember correctly, it's not super expensive. I believe it's like 20 bucks a month, 15 bucks a month, somewhere in that realm. I can tell you right now, definitely worth the money. I mean, I'm still in the free trial, but I could tell you I would start paying for it today if I had to. It is a great tool. Okay, so vectorizer.ai. So this is if you need to take a image file, so PNG, GIF, JPEG, and turn it into a vector file, which is an extension file for, say, like Illustrator. Just more, typically people will request a vector file if they're wanting to have their logo on shirts, do any type of production with the logo, aside from throwing it up on a website, social media platform, that type of thing. So it is good to know about this tool and to use it if the situation calls for it. Photopea is similar in the fact that you can transfer or you can convert files from different extensions, not necessarily only to a vector file, but to PDF, Photoshop, any type of different file extension that you need to convert it to, you can. The other one where I'm going to talk a little bit about where I could see you taking a spin on the side hustle. So Fiverr, Fiverr.com. This is where it's, again, another platform of freelancers, typically outside the US. And this gives you the ability to leverage, or I guess be the middleman if AI isn't going to fulfill the work and it's more in depth, more customization to it, you'll want to maybe use Fiverr as a resource to kind of fulfill that job. And then you could kind of be the middleman and kind of facilitate the deal that way. So this is the idea. So let me tell you my default settings to search. So I'm going to select all experience level because I have AI doing the work, so I don't need to be an expert. I don't need to be intermediate or entry level. I can, service all three areas. You could do a little bit more customization here, whether it's an hourly. I like to just look at a fixed price. I just want somebody to pay me 50 bucks, 100 bucks, 200 bucks. I don't necessarily want to try to figure out how long it took me, hours, especially using AI. You don't if AI is doing it, it's not taking you an hour to do. So it's going to be kind of hard to kind of figure out what you should charge them. So I'm just going to do fixed price. You don't have to do that. That's just my personal preference and what I've been doing to kind of test this out. And then I'm going to look at number of proposals less than 5. And the reason for that is because that means the person looking for the work is only going to look at 5 proposals. They're not going to look at any more. So once that 5 is hit, they're going to review the 5 and then make a decision. And that's important because that gives you a better chance at winning the job if they're only looking at 5 people and you're one of the 5 versus 20 to 50. Because then they're looking for, just basically the best best price, quickest turnaround, all that type of stuff. So it's going to be easier to beat out 4 other people than, 45 other people or 49 other people. So I do less than 5. And then I don't usually fill out anything else in here, but you can. Certainly up to you. The only other noteworthy one that I would say is maybe two or less connects, or maybe 4 connects, because how Upwork works is when you first start up your account, they give you, say, 25 connects. I can't remember exactly how many they give you. I burnt through them pretty quick, between like 8 or 9 proposals. So they give you X amount of connects, and then if you apply for a listing, it chews down those connects. Each posting is either 4, 6, 8, 2. It's going to be whatever amount of connects. And when you click on the listing, it'll tell you how many connects, or actually better yet, it tells you right here. So this one is going to be 8 connects to apply. To get more connects, those are pretty cheap. I think I just bought 50 or maybe 30 for like $3 or $2. So not expensive. I have had to put money into that. Aside from the course, I did have to buy connects through Upwork. So I am a little bit of money, but less than $5 into all of this. I did actually subscribe to Midjourney, because you can only submit like 2 or 3 fast deliveries a day. And so I wanted that to be increased. So I did subscribe to Midjourney. I think it's $10 a month. So I am out $10 and then $5 or less for these connects. So I'm about $15 in on this side hustle outside of the course cost. So I know that that's kind of helpful to kind of see like what money are you actually going to need. So let's get into the nitty gritty. So you can go through here, just search different postings. So a couple things that I like to look for. Okay, I told you that I like to look for less than 5 proposals. I like to look for a little bit lower connects. 12 is kind of high, I feel like. And I'll tell you why here in a minute. I want to look for when this was posted. I feel like if you're the first one to reach out, you're gonna have a better chance than anyone else. It's kind of that saying, the early bird gets the worm. And then I also like to look at the estimated budget. So I like to look for stuff $100, $200, 85 is good. I don't necessarily think it justifies the 12 connects, but $50, I'll do stuff as low as $25 if it's a quick turnaround. So if it's a quick logo creation, quick banner, something that I can turn around very quickly. The ones where I'm like the first one. Again, that's not gonna happen all the time. It's $85, it was posted an hour ago, and it's a logo and business card design. That means I can probably turn around that pretty quick. So we are hairstylists and salon, looking for dynamic, high quality design that'll make our brand, or that will make our brand identity. So you can kind of see what they're looking for. It tells you the price, one-time project, which is good. So this looks like a good one to apply for. So what I would do is I would apply. It's going to ask for a cover letter. So I would go to AI and just type in, I am applying for a logo design and business card job, freelance job, just so they don't think that it's like long-term employment, because then it'll spit out something a little bit more professional and a little bit longer. So I'm applying for a logo design and business card freelance job on Upwork, and I need a cover letter to send to apply and convey my skills. I'm a freelancer with 5 years graphic design experience. Whatever you want to put. I'm just going to do that real quick. Okay, so out of all of this, I would only copy from like here down. And then I'm going to have to kind of customize it a little bit, because it's going to have stuff a little bit more formal in there. So I'm going to have to kind of tweak it just to make sure that it like fits, me as a freelancer applying for this job. So I'll take that, I will apply, and then I'll put that in the cover letter section, which is that, ChatGPT script that just got, that we just spit out. And then it has a room for attachments. And this is typically for, your portfolio. But hey, you're just starting out this side hustle. You don't have a portfolio. So there's not really anything for you to attach in the form of a portfolio. So is what I would do, and is what I have been doing, is I would go to Canva. And as you can see, I've done quite a few of these. So for example, I applied for this one. It was a law office looking for a graphic or a logo. And so I just went into Canva. I just, typed in lawyer or law office, and it just spit out all these different logos. And you can easily just click on this and it'll populate it on the right. So I created like 2 or 3 different pages, or 4, I guess. And I did different ones and just customized it. I just put like legal and lawyer, attorney at law, just because I didn't know their firm name. But if they do give you that, I would, to make it more personal, I would plug in that information so that they know that, like, oh, they took the time to create me a quick logo just to show you what they can do. That might be a little bit more meaningful for people. So instead of like downloading these to high quality images, I just did a screenshot. So like on Mac, it's Command-Shift-4. And I just took a quick screenshot of these 4, excuse me. And I posted them here. So I just dragged and dropped, just so they have something to look at and kind of see my work. So that's how I've been taking logo design, or an approach to the logo design. And so it finally loaded because my internet finally caught up. But these are the settings that I do. So I don't collect money based on milestones. So meaning, once I come up with your first draft, I have to collect money before I'll revise it. I didn't do any of that. You can. I just feel like it's a little bit more straightforward if I just collect money at the very end. It's going to be easier and more straightforward for the person looking for the work. And so I just do by project. And then I usually just keep in this amount, so whatever their budget is. But like I said, you can be more competitive and say, hey, they're looking to pay 85. I'm going to do it for 50 because 4 other people are going to do it for 85. Might make you stand out a little bit. But again, I've just been leaving this the same because I want to try to make as much money as I can. And of course, UpWork takes their slice of it. So even if they paid 85, I would only net $76.50 from this. So that's kind of the settings I do. And then I always do less than 1 month because this is going to literally take me an hour, less than an hour, 20 minutes with AI or with Canva. So I always do less than 1 month, just so it's a quick turnaround, attach the files. So again, if you see the AI and UpWork course to show you how to do this side hustle, this is one that I wouldn't recommend buying. This is something that you could easily figure out. If I just told you, hey, go create an UpWork account, go get ChatGPT and go start fulfilling jobs, I am confident that almost anybody could put the pieces together in the puzzle and figure this out. So it's not complicated at all. The course isn't going to really do much for you, other than maybe if you buy his VIP package, you might get more one-on-one mentoring, and maybe that is the way to go. Maybe get more one-on-one mentoring, and that's why his course sucks, is because he's wanting to sell you a one-on-one mentoring, to, I guess, increase your chance of being successful in the side hustle. And maybe that's where I went wrong. But I feel like I have a good shot at making this work if I just put my knowledge, skills, and effort towards it. So I'm going to keep working at this. Spoiler, this hasn't generated me any money yet. And we'll kind of go over that next. I just kind of wanted to walk you through of applying, what to look for, and then just how, how it all works. So now I'm going to go to my proposals. So I have 6 proposals that I've submitted that still haven't reached a decision. So they haven't said no, but they haven't said yes. So I have 6 here, 1 active, which means 1 customer has engaged with me, saying, "Hey, I like your stuff. Let's work out some details, and then let's get jumping on this project." So I have 1 potential to make some money as of right now. The archive section are basically going to be the proposals that you've submitted where they said, "No, I've hired somebody else, so this job is closed." So I have 4 in there. So if I'm doing my math correctly, I've submitted 11 proposals, and I only have the opportunity as of right now to make money on 1. Because they've initiated contact with me. We're kind of working through some details. There were a couple other things that he wanted, like Facebook banners, and then somebody else jumped in the mix, so he might go with someone else. So it's been kind of a back and forth, but it's still good to get this experience to kind of see like, hey, what's the, how many, is this a numbers game? How many jobs do I have to submit to get 1 sale? And that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out. If we're just looking at the 11, obviously the ratio isn't great. 1 out of 11 isn't ideal. I would love to convert 3 or 4 out of 11 maybe, or, I'd love to do 5 out of 11. That would be a pretty good conversion. But as of right now, it's not going so well. But as you can see, I've only been at this 10 days. So it's going to probably take some time to figure out the kinks, figure out, how to communicate with people. Maybe ChatGPT isn't providing the best cover letters, so maybe I need to take a different approach there. I am going to keep working at this and try to figure out, hey, is this going to turn into a viable side hustle? The reason I'm doing a video on it right now is because I kind of wanted to debunk 2 things that the course promises. AI will do 99% of the work. I feel like that's misleading and that's bogus. And this is a side hustle that could be completely passive. That is not true. You have to be looking for jobs. You have to be on Upwork if you want to find jobs and make money. That's just the blatant truth. If you're not on Upwork applying for jobs, you're either, well, for 1, you're not making money, but 2, you're missing other listings. So this is going to very quickly, if you have success with it, turn into another job. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for other side hustles, and kind of a sneak peek into next week's episode. My type of side hustle is creating something, listing it on a marketplace, and having it sell while I sleep. That is passive income. This is not it. You have to be on Upwork looking for these jobs, or else you are not going to make money. Now, this could be a good side hustle for somebody that maybe doesn't have PTO at their day job. They are part-time and they want to find somewhere where they do work every day and then make money. This would be perfect for it because you can do this from anywhere. You can do this without any previous experience or any major investment. Upwork is free, initially until you run out of connects, then you have to buy more, which are cheap. The AI tools are mostly free, unless you want to do more volume, then they're going to cost more. But all in all, this is a good part-time job, I guess I could say. If you can do enough, get on here, beat people to the punch, separate you from your competition, and try to see if this is actually going to generate you money. I see potential in it. I just haven't experienced success yet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep at these side hustles. So when I do figure out the formula, when I do stumble across success, I'm going to send it out to everybody on my newsletter. I'm going to say, hey, this is what I did. This is the success I'm having. And the other thing that's kind of interesting is if you do jobs for people, say logos, say graphic design, say, any type of blog post or anything like that, that could potentially lead you into being their go-to. meaning they'll contact you for more jobs in the future. So I do recommend, like, being professional and, communicating well and kind of, building your brand, so to speak. And then it could also potential become like, say, hey, I want to pay you $500 a month because we're going to be needing something every week. We're going to be needing something, maybe 2 or 3 things a week. And then they're paying you $500 a month to do jobs throughout the month that you can fulfill with AI. That's where I might see the whole passive income thing come through, because they're paying you $500 a month regardless, whether they need jobs done or not. So I could see that being maybe the course's viewpoint of turning into passive income. But without that possibility and without the success of that model, this isn't passive income, and this isn't something that you're gonna be able to apply to 10 people, get 3 or 4 jobs, and start making money right away. It's gonna take a little bit more getting used to trying to find what the verbiage is that works, that type of thing. One thing that we didn't really go over is that there's more than just logo design. There's websites, there's blog posts, there's marketing copy, there's a bunch of different things. And maybe that's why the course said it's not saturated, or it can never be saturated, is because there's like a wide range of different jobs that people are posting, which that may or may not be true. I just haven't had success so far in a numbers game to really be convinced that it's not saturated. There are ways to be able to go after bigger jobs and outsource that work and not have to rely on AI to do it. I do like that model. I just think that if somebody's going to be spending $1,000, they're going to vet you out. They're going to want to see portfolio. They're going to want to maybe talk to you on the phone. They're going to want to do a lot more vetting than just say, oh, here's $1,000, go make it happen. At least that's my interpretation. And I have applied for some bigger ones. I can show you here. So this one was, 700. I think that's where I came in. I think their budget was like 1,000. I came in at 700. So I would have received 630. So that one to me would have been perfect, because I would have paid $5 or a couple $100. I would have probably profited 400. And that would be an interesting scenario, and how you'd be really successful in this model is going after those higher ticket items, winning some of those jobs, and making more money than 50, 25, 100. Because if you're just focusing on those lower, cheaper logo options, you're going to have to do volume in order to make enough in a month for it to be worth it. So if you go for these higher ticket items, you might be able to do $1,000 a month pretty easily. If you can make 300, 400, 500 each time, then you would only have to do maybe 1 a week, 2 a week throughout the month. So I know that there's a lot of different listings. There's a lot of different things that you need to have to make this successful. Again, I will update everybody on my newsletter. So go ahead and join my newsletter, subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be putting out more videos. We're going to be going through more side hustles. There's some that I have been successful with, so I want to go into those and kind of talk a little bit more about that. But jump on Upwork, get your AI tools in place, start applying for some of these, at least burn through the free connects that they give you with an account. And let me know, are you having success with it? Are you finding a niche in these different listings that you're attacking that are less competitive? And maybe you've come up with a script that's a little bit better, or maybe your AI tool has helped with the script, better than I've been able to. And I'll do the same. I'll keep at this. I'll go through, the motion with this, and I will update all of you guys on, what's working, what changes I made, how I'm approaching this, and start, bringing in monthly income, with just different side hustles that, if you had 4 or 5 different side hustles that each made 1,000, that's $4 or $5 extra $1,000 a month that you guys could have. So I definitely think it's possible. We just have to weed out the ones that are fluff and the ones that actually have real potential. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will be sending updates. So again, jump on my newsletter, subscribe, don't miss any of my future videos. And I'm excited to go through these, and hopefully some of these tips, tricks, some of these side hustles will give you the little bit of juice, the little bit of push, the little bit of motivation that you need to start making money online, and not have to focus on your 9 to 5 to bring in all your income. So anyway, let me know what you think. Shoot me an email, go to my website. Let's start attacking these. Thanks, guys.